Aubrey, good? Good? Okay. All right. The August 13th, 2026 City of Friendswood Planning Zoning Commission regular meeting is now called to order. We'll start with the oath of office. Administer the oath of office for reappointment of Commissioner Willie Anderson. Aubrey?
Yes, sir. I'm going to stand and raise your right hand, and then just repeat after me. I, Willie Anderson,
I, Willie Anderson,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Commissioner of the Planning and Zoning Commission,
of the duties of the
Commissioner,
Commissioner of Planning and Zoning
yes, for the City of Friendswood
for the City of Friendswood
of the State of
of
Texas,
the State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
and the charter and ordinances of the city,
and the charter and ordinances of the city,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Willie. All right, next, communications from the public. In order to comply with provisions of the Open Meetings Act, the commission may not deliberate on subjects discussed under this agenda item. However, the commission may direct such subjects to be placed on a later regular commission agenda for discussion and/or possible actions. Anybody from the public looking to speak? No? Next, consent agenda. These items are considered routine or ministerial nature and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of items unless the commissioner so requests, in which case the item would be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Item A, consider approving the minutes of the regular meeting held Thursday, July 9th, 2026. Item B, consider approving a partial replat of West Boulevard, Phase 4, and Friendswood Lakes Boulevard, located at the south corner of West Boulevard and Friendswood Parkway, to subdivide a 5.167 acre tract of land into 6 commercial reserves. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Commissioner Rice and Commissioner Phillips. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion passes. Next, action items. Item A, a 30-day extension request. GCC-DD Baker Road Facility preliminary plat. Consider approving a 30-day extension of the GCDD Baker Road Facility preliminary plat application in accordance with Appendix B subdivisions, Section V.B. Aubrey, staff summary?
Yes, so this is a request for an extension on a plat application. The corrections report was attached as the next item. They just have a number of comments. Basically, it was research, identifying properties. It's an old property that's been there since the late 1800s that's never been platted. So it was just taking a little more time to do the research and get that right. So they're asking for a 30-day extension.
Okay. Next, we'll go to commissioner discussion, and we'll start. Oh,
We'll need a vote on that.
what's that?
We'll need a vote to approve the extension.
They can discuss first. and
Oh,
then
yes,
make
yes,
a
I'm
motion.
sorry.
Yeah.
We'll get there, Karen, I promise.
It's the heat.
Or-
I've been out.
We'll start with Commissioner Phillips.
I don't see any issue with granting the extension request.
Commissioner Mann?
Sounds like they need it.
Commissioner Rice?
No issues.
Commissioner Bounds?
Ditto.
And Commissioner Anderson? We've got your names backwards on here. Okay. Yeah, there's quite a few comments, and I'd rather just see them get everything right before we do anything with it, so. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the request for extension.
Okay.
Second.
Commissioner Mann. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Okay. As item A passed, we will skip item B, as is no longer needed. Item C, 30-day extension request, High Point Church of Texas, Inc., preliminary plat. consider approving a 30-day extension of the High Point Church of Texas, Inc. preliminary plat application in accordance with Appendix B subdivisions, Section V.B. Aubrey, staff summary?
Yes, it's the same surveyor and engineer company that's doing this one as well. And again, they just needed more time to work through the comments.
And this time we'll start with Commissioner Anderson.
You know, when I looked at the plat, I just had one concern. It's at the intersection. Is the city and state okay with the traffic lights? And because that turn is really very difficult to stay on the road and make that turn. I just want to know how the city and state have looked at that intersection.
So it's basically like I guess it's a three-way intersection right there at Whitaker Drive.
Yeah, they have a light there, but they don't line up. You know, it's, I mean, both coming from the church and also from Whitaker Drive, they use the same light, but the streets don't line up.
Okay, so that may be something we address during site plan review for the
Okay.
church. We will see this again. This is just platting the property into one big tract.
that's fine.
But yeah, that, we will definitely need to address that during site plan review.
Commissioner Bounds?
Nothing for me.
Okay. Commissioner Rives?
Nothing.
Commissioner Mann?
Do they need any assistance, like, or guidance to like how are they new to Friendswood? Is that why we have, you said it's the same company and they have, I mean, the list is pretty long on both.
Yeah.
Is there something that we can do to help facilitate for them? I know you guys are doing a lot, but is there I guess what's wrong? What's missing? Why are they having issues when so many others don't?
Honestly, I mean, it's a company that's been around for a long time.
Okay. All right, looks like they need more time.
Yeah.
So that's the only comment I have.
They're actually the engineer of record for the drainage district,
Okay,
so.
yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Phillips?
I don't have any concerns about the extension.
Commissioner Kim, we're on item D, or item C, sorry, which is an extension request for High Point Church. So far, there's been no negative comments or positive either way. It's just for an extension for them to have 30 days additional time. Okay. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Okay. Commissioner Rose and Commissioner Mann. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion passes. All right, we'll skip item D as it was related to item C and is no longer needed. Item E, consider election of a chairperson and vice chairperson. Chair and vice chair do not have to change, but we do have to re-elect them every year. Motion to nominate for chair.
I motion that if it's not broke, don't fix it. You guys stick with it. That's my motion.
Second,
Second.
if you're willing.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Or not, either one.
Okay, motion to nominate a vice chair. Are those separate motions, or are we just doing them all as one?
But we can do in separate motions, so we can vote on that one, so.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve that as me as chairman?
Oh,
So we motioned in second already, right?
Yeah.
For that
So
one.
Mann about, okay.
We have a motion.
We have a motion, all in favor? Okay. Next, a motion to nominate a new vice chair, or same vice chair.
same vice. I move if Marcus is willing to
Sure.
have him remain as vice chair.
And I'll second that.
Deja vu.
All right. So we'll just do,
Bounds.
Bounds is the, yeah, okay.
And then Mann is this, or Phillips is the second.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion passes.
Congratulations. That's the boy. Get to work.
I don't think I have to worry about it.
Item F, consider appointments to the Planning Subcommittee and Ordinance Subcommittee. Ordinance Subcommittee would be Willie, Stacy, and Tram. Planning Subcommittee would be Travis, Marcus, and Brian. Does anybody have any issues with any of that, or
Do we need a motion?
motion to?
No, the chair can just appoint
Oh, okay.
committee members, so.
Okay, then it'll be as written. Okay. All right, item 6, discussion.
Sound like Pharaoh when you said that.
Discuss proposed changes to Appendix C zoning regarding fences and front yards. Becky, staff summary?
Yes, sir. So we had an issue come up. We had a request from a homeowner that started building a fence in their front yard, and then code enforcement stopped them because it's only allowed in certain circumstances. So they stopped the contractor mid-job. The property in question, it's directly across the street from the high school, the Friendswood High School, and it's about a half-acre lot. So currently, our code allows fences in front yards in certain situations. So if the FM roads, with the exception of in the downtown, or if you have at least a 2-acre lot, you can have a fence in the front yard. In 2017, we added another line item that if your property's at least 150 feet wide, then you can have a fence in the front yard, but it has to be a decorative, transparent fence, so like a horse rail or wrought iron. And then we also added an exception. If both your neighbors are compliant and they both have fences, but maybe your property's just a little bit too small, you can still have a fence, because it would just be strange to keep the one out. So staff benchmarked other cities. We're kind of middle of the road. Some cities allow fences in the front, some cities ban fences in the front, and some cities have like the size requirements, which is where we fall. So we came up with 4 options. Because this house is directly across from the high school, option 1 was to add Greenbrier to the list of streets that would be allowed to put fences in their front yards. Option 2 would be to change the 2-acre minimum to something else, half an acre, 1 acre, something along those lines. And then options 3 and 4 were let everybody do it, or or just leave it as is. So the ordinance subcommittee had a meeting a few weeks ago and discussed the item, and at the end of the day, they weren't in favor of changing the ordinance. They thought that the way it is currently written, was good, and that the homeowner should probably just comply. The second recommendation was if we have to make changes, then the fence in the front yard, restrict the height to 4 feet, which most of those other cities do. I think when we drafted it in 2017, I think that was the intent, and it's not in there, and it's never been an issue, but and then restrict the material. So we kind of borrowed some pieces from other cities that we looked at. Missouri City requires wrought iron and masonry, and League City has a caveat that's no wire or metal mesh of any type. So none of those options are going to remedy the situation for this particular house. So city council was, I don't know if half and half, but some were interested in looking at changes, so they asked us to draft something that would include Greenbrier as an exception. So we did. This is, Karen hasn't seen it yet, but this is just the rough draft idea of, how to paper it, basically. So we added in the 4-foot limit and then the exception for Greenbrier. I did realize, though, here we go. So Greenbrier actually goes on the other side of the creek as well. So if we did present this, I would recommend probably limiting the Greenbrier lots to between the creek and
Two
even,
creeks.
yeah, almost to the eastern creek, but there's one lot that goes past that, so Briar Creek Drive. So between Cowards Creek and Briar Creek Drive, kind of like how we have it limited, excluding the downtown, it would be the opposite. But So we're here just to discuss this with y'all. What do you think? Do you have any suggestions? This is gonna have to go back to council. It'll come back to y'all for an official vote if we do change it, and then back to council, and then they'll vote on it, so.
I'll start, Mr. Tram, if you want to start.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, do we know why the homeowner wanted to put up the fence? Does it have to do anything with the school across the way, or, I'm just not sure. I just want to understand better.
Right, he did come and speak at the city council meeting, and he did say, you know, he didn't realize that he wasn't supposed to put the fence up, but that he was installing it because the high school's across the street, and, you know, the kids drive a little crazy, and he wants his kids to be able to play in the front yard, and they're small, they're 2 and 4 years old, I think is what he said. So he wants to put up a fence.
Like a safety measure, protection. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to understand what the reasoning was.
Mr. Phillips?
Well, I mean, Willie and I had the conversation with Becky. I mean, we had this meeting. My thoughts were, I mean, I really was just, I don't really want to change it. That was my opinion. So I don't really think that I have a different opinion now. I think, you know. Now, I know we're having to consider Greenbrier, so I don't really, I mean, I feel like it's just accommodating the one and making that allowable. So I don't love that, that thought process.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Mr. Mann?
I like the idea that if somebody wants to move to Friendswood and put up their white picket fence at their house, that they can. But I do think that we have a pretty well thought out regulations as it is now. I know, thanks to staff for putting together, rewriting this and putting, where you compare us to the other cities, what did you call it?
Benchmarking.
Benchmarking. I really like that. That helps kind of get an idea of what everybody else is doing around us. I think we are very reasonable here. So if we wanted to tweak it a little bit in terms of 2 acres down to 1 acre, I think I read that somewhere, or do something like that. I am highly against the slippery slope of saying, this person wants it, so we're gonna make this stretch of road okay, because now what happens when the next person wants it? If we don't, then what are we doing here? We're not representing the city, we're representing individuals, and we shouldn't be doing that. So I don't think we should say, hey, Greenbrier, well, you say, well, why do we have the ones that we have? And well, those are our major thoroughfares. We have a lot of rules that are separate for those major thoroughfares than we do for, in essence, a back road that leads down to the high school. So I don't think that's a good idea, and I know that's what we have written up here, which is why I wanted to address that. I am willing to go through and workshop about other ideas, but I do think that the subcommittees probably really put time and energy in this, and that's why we have them. So good job on the subcommittee, good job on the staff. I don't think we should slide down the approving different roads for different things.
Mr. Anderson?
Everything's been said by Commissioner Phillips. I think we should leave things where they are. I don't understand why we would have a street that's been granted exception when they're not, have never been considered in the past. I just don't, I'm missing something, and I don't know what that is, and I haven't heard of justification for it yet, for any changes.
Commissioner Bounds?
I did watch the city council talk about it, and I drive that road almost every day. And I drove it yesterday just to verify. And while there are lots of fences on Greenbrier, there's only one house, 1206 Greenbrier, that has a front yard. All the rest of them are backyards that butt up against Greenbrier. And I think 1206, I don't know the exact measurement of their acreage, but it looks like they have about 2 yards. So although I like a person being able to do things with his own house, but I don't think that would be appropriate to change things.
Okay. Commissioner Rice?
Thank you. Will you give us a little background on that specific house? How wide was their lot and how big?
Yes, sir. So that lot is 109 feet wide. The city's minimum, like standard lot size is 90 feet. Our open ditch lots are 120 feet, and then the 150 that we added in 2017, we got that from our single-family residential estate-size lots, so that, you know, it wasn't just an arbitrary number that we pulled out of nowhere. I will say that we have to bring city council something for Greenbrier, but that doesn't mean that y'all have to vote in favor of it. So if you don't like it, you can vote against it, but we will have to bring it to them either way for Greenbrier to address this one specific situation.
Sorry to interrupt, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're just discussing it now. You'll take it to city council. They'll bring it back to us for a vote, and then it'll go to city council for approval.
So we're discussing it now to figure out what y'all want to go to city council.
Okay, okay.
Regarding the specific,
Yes,
There will be
but
a
it-
public hearing too before.
Yes, we're gonna have public hearings. It'll be noticed and all that, but yes, they asked specifically for one on Greenbrier that would address this lot. And when I say they, I'm not saying all council members, it was split, so.
so it's 109 feet wide, and how big is the overall property?
Half an acre.
So we have the 150-foot rule, which most 1 acre lots on average, I think, in this city, and you can correct me on this, but my lot is 1 acre and it's 150 feet wide. My last lot was 1 acre, it was 150 feet wide. That seems to be kind of the standard. So I think if we have to send something back to them, it might be, 1 acre or more.
So, but that would not remedy the situation.
So the only thing that would remedy that situation is just say, let them do it. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Or say 108 feet and greater or something.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But again, that's us doing something for a specific situation and not representing all of
It's
Friendswood.
hard to wrap my head around that.
right, so they will receive y'all's report of, this was the conversation, this is what you think should be done, however, here is the red line.
Okay. So I need to think about that a few more minutes. But I will say this, I'm with, I guess, everybody here, and you said it earlier, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we have to we have to give them something, so, man, I don't know what to say about that. And I've had time to think about it, I still don't know what to say about it.
So, I mean, it kind of sounds like the consensus here is that, nobody wants to change it. So if we draft it according to council's request and add Greenbrier as the option, we do the newspaper notice, we advertise it, we allow for the public to come and give their input, and then y'all vote on that one thing. If it passes, it goes on to council. If your negative recommendation or positive recommendation, either one goes to council. Unless, somebody comes up with another option.
My only comment there is that's a way to do it. It's very robotic, and it's not addressing what, trying to work with everybody. But, so we could go through and figure something out. I don't know if it's gonna figure it out for this exact lot, but like, if we wanted to go to 1 acre because 1 acres are 150 feet, that kind of matches us up a little bit. I don't mind tweaking what we have. I'm not saying you were saying that we all wanted to keep it. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, we have to have real reasons for the city of Friendswood to change this.
Yeah.
Well, my opinion on it is that I don't see a need to change. We're doing this for one person, one individual that may know people, whatever the whole situation is there. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's the way we should run our city. Therefore, I'd be completely against changes.
So what are we sending back?
Well, they're going to revise and
Okay.
it'll just go disapproved.
Well,
Our disapproval.
this is the revision though, right?
As of now, this would be the revision.
Unless we talk about something right now. So subcommittee probably has better grasp of all the options here. I know you guys put 4 options up. I didn't think any of those 4 options were something that I would go with, actually, except for leave it as it is. But I'm, like I said, if we want to discuss and go through it, I'm up for changing some of these if we want to make it more consistent, make it where other people would be able to do something, because I also want, if it's your property and you want to do something with it, you should be able to, as long as that's what the rule is for everybody, right?
Well, and I think sometimes if it's a repetitive issue,
Sure,
that helps us make our decision.
sure.
You know, we've had, 10 homeowners ask for this year, and we've had to turn them all down, so maybe we need to revisit this, but unfortunately.
That would be different if we had
Yeah.
six people on Greenbrier coming in saying, hey, we'd like this changed, and
Unfortunately-
maybe something to look at.
We just don't have that. That wasn't the event leading up to this, so it makes it a little more difficult.
But if you're going to do it for one, other people may want it at that point.
Yeah, on different streets.
Well, the problem with that is that we change it for one person, everybody's going to be in here saying, hey, I want this.
And it won't stop with fences.
No. Well, and when Willie and I, when we met in the subcommittee, I mean, we talked about, we said, we really didn't feel like that because it was one person, one homeowner asking for this, that was part of our discussion was, that's not benefiting all. I mean, we have to make decisions that are fair and equitable for all of Friendswood and not for just the one. But if we have to change something, perhaps we could look at it, and this is where y'all are kind of having this discussion, at 150 feet and a 1 acre lot. We did discuss this, that it would be something that we would consider, but that we wouldn't consider less than an acre, and 150 feet. And so this one particular lot wouldn't qualify. I feel like it's kind of a end around on saying, well, we'll allow it on Greenbrier. I mean,
And you said the 150 feet came from our estate parameters, correct?
We have a zoning district called SFRE. It's single-family estate. There's only I don't think 2 or 3 lots that are zoned it. It was an idea 15 years ago, and it just didn't really take off.
What's the acreage of that SFE?
2 acres.
2 acres.
It is 2 acres. Oh, that's why it's that way. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So the 2
So then-
acres, started there, and then the 150 was added.
What, is that particular lot, I guess everything's really in a subdivision, but,
Hang on my little map, it's tiny, but I did label the subdivision, basically, because part of the conversation, one of the council members, I think, was saying, none of these are subdivisions, they don't have HOAs, they don't have deed restrictions, but that's that particular house that came in didn't have deed restrictions or an HOA, but there are, there's about 10 subdivisions. And I mean, when I say subdivisions, it's not necessarily
it's not what
more
we
than
think of.
4 or 6 lots, but, I mean, Cowards Creek, there's a couple sections, which is on the other side of the creek. And they do have an HOA. I had a list, I don't think I put it in the files, but about half of these do have deed restrictions and HOAs, which could possibly prevent fences in front yards, but it's not. It's gonna make it even more inconsistent, because from a staff perspective, it's very difficult to enforce things like this, because part of the reason that the homeowner said that they put a fence up was, well, the guy around the corner has one, so he just thought it was okay. So when you start making these exceptions and these little caveats, if it's on Greenbrier, well, then the people on Falling Leaf are gonna think it's okay, and then, the traffic from the high school goes down Falling Leaf, it goes down Castlewood, so we were kind of worried about, a snowball effect.
Yeah.
But,
that worries me too. And it also worries me that the homeowner nor his contractor, I guess, tried to pull a permit, and they should have pulled a fence permit.
yes, that is true.
So there's a little more to it than just, oh, I didn't know.
Yes, the homeowner was relying on his contractor to do what needed to be done, and he did not, which some cities don't require fence permits, so some of these guys don't realize. But,
Has that contractor done work in the city?
yes.
I think another item to consider, the speed limit. So the speed limit on Greenbrier is 30 miles an hour. I mean,
It's 20 right there.
20 there.
is it 20 there?
Yeah.
I was,
With the school, yeah.
yeah.
No, it's always 20 there.
It's always 20.
Always, yeah.
So, our FM 518, 2351, I mean, those are, 45. Except for downtown Friendswood. It's 30,
excluded anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true.
Which, and the reason that we have rules for fences in front yards the reason we allow them on the bigger lots is because the bigger the lot, the less intrusive a front yard fence feels. When you're on, a quarter-acre lot, or you've got a 90-foot wide lot, and your neighbor puts a fence in their front yard, that is in your eye line when you're looking out your front windows. If your neighbor's got 2 acres and they have a fence in the front yard, it's a different feel. So, which is why, it's required to be the wrought iron or horse rail or something like that, because it helps. So I guess
So I guess
You
in
see where
general, do you guys want to make any changes to it to let Becky know? I personally think it's fine as is, but
That's fine as is, or
We said-
what we already have?
what do we already have?
so what we need today is the red line that's here, even though it sounds like most of y'all don't want it, this is what is going to be presented. This is what's going to go into the public hearings with Karen's blessing once we clean up. But this is what's going to go forward.
Good.
So it sounds to me like, from our group, that like number 3, we really need to look at the last line.
Right.
Or
That's what's,
can we propose to make any changes to that last line?
Y'all can propose to make changes as long as it will allow a fence in the front yard of this situation.
Oh,
No, I don't,
oh, okay, I get it, okay.
So to be
that
clear,
that sounds bad.
Because it is.
yeah.
I understand.
our option is to sit, when we vote on it, we can send our negative opinion.
Yes.
That's all, the only tool we have right now.
But we're all having heartburn even sending this back, so.
Which, it may not be bad to clarify the 4-foot height on the
No,
decorative
I think
fences.
it's only that little line there
It's
that's
just
bothering
the
them.
Or
any
any
lot with
lot.
frontage on Greenbrier Drive.
Yeah.
That's the kicker.
Yeah, that's the only part that bothers me, actually.
Yep.
So we can,
You can,
When the
you can
item
just
comes
change
up,
one
we can
word, or
craft-
to and.
yeah, we can craft y'all's recommendation, or, the memo that goes to council and forward your recommendation.
It kind of reads like, it should almost say, any lot with frontage on Greenbrier, comma, except on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It just doesn't make sense to do that to me. It's like spot zoning, almost.
Here's the rules unless you don't like it.
Yeah.
Right. Like I said, y'all's thoughts will go to council, and it wasn't every single council member, so it could get to them, and they don't like it either. We don't know. So, but they asked for it, so we are going to give it to them. And
Okay, sorry. Just to clarify for me, sorry, I'm slow, I guess. So this is the recommendation because they requested a recommendation.
yes,
But this recommendation is not coming from P and Z.
it will come, the recommendation will be negative from P and Z for this wording.
So then that means we're not recommending it. That's where I guess I'm confused. If we're gonna if this is our solution, yet we don't like it, then why are we giving it as a solution? If they're saying, write something that'll fix this problem
Yes.
and tell me what P and Z thinks of it, that's 2 different things. That's writing something that they said, do it, so that you do it, and then we should vote on, and we don't like it. Because, okay, but we're not voting. That's where we're
Not today.
discussing, okay. But we will vote on this before it goes to them, or it's gonna go to them like this, and they're gonna vote on it, and we're out of the loop now.
No, so this is basically the council directed staff to draft a change. So this is staff
Staff,
recommendation.
okay,
at this
got
point.
it.
So we're just giving you a heads up, this is coming.
Okay.
We will do the newspaper notice for the public hearings. So we will have a public hearing and you will vote on this.
Okay.
So it can be a positive or negative vote, and that will be your
Next meeting or
recommendation.
in a future meeting?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
So,
And then council will have a public hearing, and then they will decide the ordinance.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, so maybe I didn't explain it very well up front, but
No,
this,
I'm
this
slow.
is what staff came up with. If y'all have a different solution that will still solve the problem, and
Okay,
we are open to that. Or if you read this and you see something that we missed that we should include before we take it to council. And we, like I said, understand your stance on the topic in general.
I think that directive, there's only two ways to do it, and this is one of them. All the lots on Greenbrier, or the other one is, we'll make an exception for this one guy.
Well, I mean, the
Other than that,
other,
I can't, think of, short of lots over 108 feet, or.
that's what I sent
Yeah,
for, so.
which is kind of saying the same thing.
All right.
So,
I think
in my
we-
opinion, I think I'm good with all that, except for that little line, so.
We've got a pretty strong opinion, so we'll move on to number 7. A, receive an update from staff on approved site plans. Aubrey?
We still haven't approved any site plans, so
Easy job.
we've got 2 that are so close. We'll let you know when we do it.
All right. Item B, receive an update regarding comprehensive plan update, a resilient communities project, RCP grant from the General Land Office. Aubrey?
So we have received drafts of all 13 chapters. I have forwarded them to the planning subcommittee for their review. Also, planning to workshop the vision and goals and objectives and strategies with city council on August 24th. So that will be just keeping them in the loop, like, it's a lot of information. So we're trying to just, eat the elephant one bite at a time. The consultant will be sending out a survey to the CPAC soon, just for some input, so they can start working on zoning ordinance changes. It's kind of like it's a Survey Monkey, and it's like, it'll ask a question, and it's basically like, would you prefer this or this, like as far as zoning ordinance regulations. So it's very preliminary on that part, but they do need to get started working on the zoning ordinance changes that go with this. So CPAC meeting number 4 will be in early September. And then October and November, we'll be doing town halls, workshops with you guys to get you all on board with the plan, and hopefully, get this adopted by December 7th city council meeting is the plan. So we're trucking along.
Thank you. And I'll give props to Commissioner Rise. I sent a message to him on his birthday. He actually sent a picture back of the manual he was going
was
through.
reading
that day.
I'm not looking at stuff.
There may or may not have been a martini involved.
All right, item C, announcement of the Planning Zoning Commission regular meetings for Thursday, August 27th, 2026, and Thursday, September 10th, 2026.
And just ahead, we will be having a meeting on August 27th to discuss the design criteria manual.
Okay,
So,
very good. Item D, receive the July 2026 DRC report and business report. Those are in our backup material, but Aubrey, do you have anything specific you'd like to mention?
no, sir.
Okay. City council updates, we don't have our liaison here. We will continue with communications and comments from our commissioners. We'll switch it up. Commissioner Mann.
Happy to be here. That's it.
Commissioner Phillips.
Thanks for letting me serve with you guys.
Commissioner Kim.
I'm glad to be here.
Okay. Commissioner Rice.
Thanks for all the hard work. I know there was a lot going on behind that fence thing and some other stuff, so.
Commissioner Bounds.
Thank you to support staff, and just really enjoyed discussing things tonight.
Commissioner Anderson.
It was, the package was put together well, and it made it easy for me to go through it and come to some conclusions before we met, so really appreciate the work.
Could you see it? Could you see it?
I want to say congratulations, Commissioner Anderson, and thank you for stepping up again for another term. I enjoy working with you, so. And I want staff to know that our opinions on the fence in no way reflect the effort you guys have put into it. We do appreciate that. And I just would ask for everybody's prayers. Maddie goes in for her scans tomorrow, so we really need good results. Staff, Aubrey.
Our city council redid the liaison schedules. So Robert Griffon will be our new council liaison.
Okay.
So he'll be attending our meetings.
Okay. Becky.
No, sir.
Karen? No? Okay, and with that, thank you everyone for attending this evening, and the August 13th, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission regular meeting is now adjourned. What do we got?
To the second 41 minutes.